Hey guys, my name is Emma, and you're listening to Book Talk, a weekly book club-like podcast where each week we discuss a new story, its characters, its themes, and my general opinions about the book. This week we're going to be talking about The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. This story follows a young witch named Vivi as she places a small, harmless curse on her horrible boyfriend who just broke her heart. Though the curse is meant to be harmless, the arrival of the gorgeous Reese Penhallow to town 9 years later amplifies the curse into something much more dangerous. Together, Reese and Vivi must ignore their brewing chemistry to save this town. And because this is like a book club, there will be lots of spoilers, so if you haven't read the book, pause here and come back later. So let's dive into the book. First, I want to talk about the different characters in this story. First up are the main characters, Vivi and Reese. Vivi is very sweet, she's cautious, she's very caring, she's very fun-loving. Her favorite dress is black with orange polka dots. She really dives into the whole witchy aesthetic, as her aunt and cousin own a witchy store in the small town that they live in. And Reese, on the other hand, is very sarcastic. He's the dreamy, dark hair, tall, dark and handsome type of guy. He's oblivious without really knowing it. He underestimates Vivi's feelings for him throughout the book, and he's also very caring. He cares a lot about Vivi. Gwen, who is Vivi's cousin, who puts the curse on Reese with Vivi when they're young. She's very protective of her cousin. She's also very sarcastic and goofy. She loves to tease Reese and Vivi both about their little romance that's going on. And then Elaine, who is Gwen's mother and Vivi's aunt, is also very protective. She's smart. She's the most level-headed witch of the three of them. Another character that I think is worth mentioning is Reese's father, Simon, who is a very powerful witch. He's very scary, brooding, but he cares a lot about Reese, even though he doesn't show it. Now, going into some of the themes that we see, or like tropes that we see in this book, there's kind of like, it goes over curses, obviously. There's a lot about family bonds and like a dysfunctional family. There's also like a kind of like, I still love you even though I don't want to. And there's a lot of tension in the romance department. Now, some of my favorite moments in this book include just like the introduction of the characters. First off, I feel like the prologue really sets up the story nicely. It really gives you the background on why the two, Reese and Vivi, they broke up, and how Vivi was feeling and how she thought Reese was feeling, even though we find out later that Reese really thought that Vivi was just mad and he hadn't really caused any like emotional hurt to her. This story is also has its spicy moments, and I feel like those scenes aren't overwhelming to the story, though they are enjoyable to read. I think when Vivi and Reese first meet again after Reese comes back in town to charge the ley lines, that is one of my favorite scenes in this book, just because it shows their dynamic, like a look at how they used to interact and how they each are as people, like because Vivi doesn't know that it's Reese that she almost runs off the road in the beginning, how she would react in that situation, and then how she flips when she finds out it's Reese that's there. I also really enjoyed the comedic relief that we get after the ley lines are charged and the magic goes awry and the skulls go haywire in Gwen and Elaine's store, because it was great, and we see how Reese reacts in such a tense situation while also trying to preserve the secret of the magic that they're all trying to keep. I also really liked one of the final scenes when the three Jones girls, Vivi, Elaine, and Gwyn, they realize that they're the ones that need to charge the ley lines, as it was also their ancestors' blood and magic that helped form them, and the kind of empowerment that they see. Overall, I think I would give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. And though I did like the ending, I feel like it built up a lot for such a small scene. I wish they would have dragged it out a little bit or added a little more to this ending to really give it that wow factor. And that's all I have for the Ex-Hex. Please let me know your thoughts on the story. And next week, we'll be talking about Well Met by Jen DeLuca. This romantic and comedic story follows Emily as she moves in with her sister and niece to help after her sister is in a bad car accident. While she's there, she gets roped into helping the town's Renaissance fair by her niece, where she has to figure out her confusing feelings for the broody and misunderstood fair director, who also happens to be her niece's teacher. This story is full of witty jokes, adorable interactions, and Renaissance magic. Thank you all for listening, and don't forget to follow me on social media and follow my blog, and to also review us on iTunes.